right, we are live. Oh my gosh. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining. My name is Deidre. I am the operations director here at Word Bookstores. I'm currently in our Greenpoint, Brooklyn location. And I'll turn it over to our lovely folks over on the other side of the river.
Okay.
To introduce themselves.
Yes. Okay. My name is Amanda, and I am the floor manager at the Brooklyn store and the children's buyer, but today I'm actually in Jersey City with...
And I am Steven. I am the floor manager at Jersey City, and I'm currently in Jersey City.
We're in the office. We're not in like a isolation room of the Jersey City, right?
Right.
Looks like in this cube.
We are being interrogated currently.
Our entire store is actually a 10 by 10 foot room. And we've decided to jam pack all the books we could possibly fit in here. Okay, so today's theme is steamy reads, because why not, when we're in the middle of a heat wave, talk about books that either make us sweat or talk about sweating. So we pulled some books from the store, and we're just going to talk about them for a little bit. So I don't know. So great meeting you. Sorry, I'm also on the floor, y'all. So that was me talking to a customer.
I think that Steven should go first.
Okay.
Right? Go first so that you can...
So I can go work? Yeah.
No, this is the real work.
Being charming and delightful.
Well,
that's work as well.
Well, if we're ready, my first book is the Houston rap tapes, because it's set in the humidest city in America, Houston, Texas.
Is that true?
It is true.
Wait, is that like empirically true?
No.
Okay. No, I just didn't know if that was something that had been measured.
That we should
and I would have been...
And it chronicles the ascent of the Dirty South. Mike Jones, Chameleonaire, Paul Wall, DJ Screw, all your favorites. We grew up listening to them. I grew up listening to them, and now I can read about them.
Yeah.
The Houston rap tapes.
Nice.
It's a what do you call it? Where they like an interview book, oral history. It's an oral history.
Yes. Without them, we would not have Megan Thee Stallion, right? So here we are.
So
is she from Houston?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, is she?
But,
yeah, and Beyonce.
Yeah.
Beyonce, right? She is from Houston.
My friend Flex went to prom with Beyonce.
What?
They went to the same high school. They were both children at the same time.
You know, isn't it funny, because there is a picture from, I think, her prom or whatever that circulates that's like, I'm pretty sure this guy now is like beating himself up for breaking up with Beyonce. And it's like, you don't even know how that all played out, but sure.
Perfectly happy.
You're still
I'm Instagram buddies with his wife.
Okay. Okay, fair enough. Okay, I'll take it.
What's next? Okay, and this is sort of antithetical to humidity, so I'm doing it wrong. But this is Dune. There's very little moisture on the desert planet of Arrakis. That's kind of the whole point of the book. So, not steamy. Bad job, me.
But
it is
hot.
It's very hot.
Yeah.
It's a really good book about how absolute power corrupts absolutely. And there are giant sandworms, which I think are cool.
Oh my God, like Tremors?
Yeah, like Tremors.
God, like Tremors.
And also, it was the first, they invented the Hugo Award so that they could give this book an award.
Is that true?
Yeah, 1965, first Hugo.
Whoa, I didn't know that. I have a really important question for you.
Yes.
Where do you stand on the David Lynch movie?
It's fine.
Oh my God, I think it's the worst.
It's not.
I think it's so... Have you seen the, like, unedited, the long 4.5-hour one?
I stayed up all night one night watching it.
Steven does not have it built in his bones to say negative things about anything.
I very rarely do, but there's something about that movie that I find both grotesque and incomprehensible. Like, and so everyone's reading this book now in anticipation of the new movie, which I have to say looks pretty good, but I was kind of scared.
That's true. It's like, well, that was one of the an Alan Smithy movie where like when a director after they've done everything they can for the movie, they like, well, this is a piece of garbage and I shouldn't have my name attached to it. I'm just going to attribute it to the fake person, Alan Smithy.
Is that what David Lynch did? That was David Lynch.
That's what he did the first originally, and then he got his re-edit.
Everyone is in that movie though. Sting is in that movie, right?
Sting kills it in that movie.
Isn't he in them? I mean, like every British person is in that movie. But I still just can't. Anyway,
it's both.
I know that. Who is it? Maybe Zendaya or Tessa Thompson is in the new one, right? That's probably will be the only reason that I watch it.
Yes. I'll probably see it. I'll probably watch it. No, you should go.
You're gonna knock out a couple. Nobody wants to.
Oh yeah. Okay. Sure. So
don't say that, Stephen. Everybody wants to hear from you.
No.
You're very kind.
Well, maybe I'll save this one because Lorenzo's reading it as well. He's allegedly joining later. Okay, so this is a YA book by Cameron Lund called The Best Laid Plans, and it's kind of on the older YA end spectrum because it's this girl. She has a best friend who is a boy, but she ends up dating this like guy, and she leads him to believe that she's more experienced, but she is not, and so she like kind of talks her friend into helping her lose her virginity. It's like kind of racy for a YA book. It's definitely not a chaste YA book. But I mean,
honestly, relatable. I was that girl. I was that girl who lied and made it seem like she was so experienced and out there. Meanwhile, like I had no friends.
But it's actually really well done, and I love the dialogue, and it's, I don't know, it's very sweet, but it also is kind of has these like steamy moments. So one, and then I feel like I choose this every week, David. Every week. Layoon, my favorite.
I almost brought Pleasant View, but I was like, no, I can't.
I know. What's my problem? But Lucy is reading this now, even though I told her it was a little bit racy, and she was like, "What do you mean by that?" I'm like, "You'll see." I don't know. There's just something really sweet and kind of sexy about the relationship between the. Do you know the premise of this? Do we know the premise of everything? It's so wild.
I do.
The mother convinces her daughter that she has this autoimmune disease and can't leave the house, and so she lives in this like whatever hypoallergenic home and never leaves, and then develops a relationship with the boy who moves in across the street.
Yeah.
And realizes that things aren't as she seemed. But I love their relationship. I feel like it's done in an age appropriate way, but it's also steamy.
Didn't that really?
Yeah.
Did it happen?
I
think that has happened. Oh, with what's her name? Yes. What? Gypsy and Dee Dee. Mommy, Dead and Dearest, the woman who like was like parading her daughter around saying that she had like leukemia and this and that and like she even got like the last wish from like Disney or whatever company does that thing. And then fast forward, the daughter ends up murdering her mom because she found out that there was absolutely nothing wrong with her.
Oh my gosh, that's terrible.
Yeah, the mom.
Okay, this does not play out that way.
No, I was gonna say this is actually like a more heartfelt Bubble Boy, you know?
Yes, it is.
Can you tell what movies I was watching growing up?
Yeah. This also has fun illustrations that her husband did, which I love. The way it's illustrated, the David Yoon. Cool. Yeah.
Oh, so he's an illustrator, a writer, and...
Before he wrote, he was an illustrator and like a designer. I designed a lot of her books, and I just love it. Anyway, Stephen should go.
Sure. I've got the ever popular Goodbye to Berlin by Christopher Isherwood, which it takes place in Weimar, Germany. Basically, through a series of vignettes, he explores like the mindset of the everyday German household, like leading up to World War II, leading up to the ascent of the Nazi Party, and it's really like good and well written and an instant literary classic. But also he comes right up to the edge of coming out of the closet when he's talking about his relationship with these people. It's like, so he like stays in. This is doing it a disservice, but he stays in all these different like temporary residences and stays in families' houses. And what's unspoken speaks volumes. He's basically sleeping with all these guys. But then also it introduces the character of Sally Bowles, and she's something of a libertine. And she's the main character in, why did I forget the name?
Cabaret.
Cabaret. Liza Minnelli's character. That's great. It's from the 30s, so I like it.
In Cabaret, like the MC was sort of a big character as well. Does he show up in this, or is it just Sally Bowles? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't think there's much of an MC present. I don't.
Okay.
You know what? I don't remember.
That's fine. That's fine. Thank you. No more questions.
I just read this last week. I don't think I can be expected to remember everything about it.
Okay, that's fine. Well, I think you need to do this one.
Yeah. Okay.
I think this is. Ooh,
oh no.
Phone's ringing. Let's see if someone else answers. If not.
This is like the most grunge word live we've done, like very much on the floor. We are frontline today, people. Frontline. Anyway, go ahead, Stephen.
I have Interview with the Vampire.
Ooh.
In addition to taking place in the humidest city in America, New Orleans.
Now just playing with me.
Yes. It's where we got. It's the first time I encountered the idea of the sexy vampire.
Really? You didn't think Dracula was like a sexy vampire?
I never read Dracula.
Oh my gosh.
I don't like epistolary novels.
But you forget it's an epistolary novel, like within 2 pages.
Uh-oh. Oh, well, it looks like maybe we lost Amanda and Steven.
You did? We're right here.
Oh, yay! I didn't know. I cannot hear you, and you just stopped moving.
Oh.
Oh.
But that's because we were holding our pose like a statue.
We were.
Oh!
We're in touch.
I literally only see Steven looking down and Amanda looking at Steven in a very like sternful way, like you're about to lecture him. But for some reason it's not moving. I wonder why.
Is it the Wi-Fi here?
Maybe it's me. Maybe it's just my computer is frozen.
But you
can you see me? Am I moving?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then that's all that really matters, I guess.
Should we leave and come back?
Maybe turn your camera off and turn it back on and see what happens. Sure. Oh, wait, you're moving. You're moving.
Oh, I know how to do that.
Anyway, okay.
Okay.
Are
we? Can you see us now still?
I can see you now.
Okay.
Well, let me burn through these last two.
Sorry, as an aside, it's not steamy, but can I just make a pitch for Dracula?
Oh, please.
How about if I were to say the whole thing was an allegory about British colonialism in Ireland?
Oh, I'm on board.
Would you be more interested? Because Bram Stoker was Irish.
Mm-hmm.
And if you read it through that lens, it's really interesting.
I want to read it, but
I
tried when I was too young, and I was like very bored by it.
A little bit bored.
Yeah, I got like the Walmart 50-cent edition, and I was so excited, like, ooh, this is lurid and evil and Dracula, and it's just like
Now,
I'm
for you.
Dr. Harkness, and I have a lot of things to say
he's
about traveling through the side.
Yeah, that's a little bit boring. But once you get a little bit in, and then if you read it with an eye toward like colonialism, it's very interesting.
All right.
Yeah, that's my pitch. Okay.
I can get into that. Thank you.
Okay.
Hey, continuing with the Weimar Germany and spooky ladies. We got Elsa Lanchester, and all I have to say about her is "wah wah wee wah," to quote the great boy.
Wait, can you show that cover again, please?
Yeah, you got it.
I guess she was the bride of Frankenstein.
She was the bride of Frankenstein.
He buried the lead there.
And there's a lot of racy stuff in her life, but mostly I'm getting a sense memory of seeing her image on my TV and feeling things about that image.
Well, that was what I was saying. I was saying, remember, like, it could be books that you read when you were younger and you thought that they were like if you read them now, you would be like, that's so weird that I had this like a weird erotic response, but like, because it's kind of chaste and also sort of weird. I'm like, let's think along those lines in terms of steamy. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
We all have books like that,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes.
Maybe?
Yeah, I was reading like Sister Souljah. There are definitely some steamy parts in there. And I should not have been reading it at 12 years old. And it made me fantasize about men with guns. So,
Okay. Cool.
Now today, would I fantasize? Absolutely not. Okay? I just want to put that out there. I do not find men with guns attractive, even if they have a gun license. Okay?
Disclaimer. Yeah.
Just a disclaimer. If you thought about reaching out to me, it's a no if you have a gun.
I'm going to tag Lorenzo in, but this is...
Oh, yay!
Basically just 1930s porn.
Sweet.
It's a picture book that I can't show on any of the inside of the book.
Even the back is...
Even the back's pretty rough. Yeah, it's this really gorgeous art book that is all about like 1930s Weimar Berlin burlesque, and it's really gorgeous. I like it.
Yeah.
I don't think we have this in Brooklyn.
Oh, you gotta get it.
No.
That's for you one.
Okay, cool.
But, thanks for having me. I'm gonna tag.
Thanks for coming, Steve.
Thanks for coming.
Strong armed you into doing it and badgered you all day long.
All day long. It was worth it. Thank you so much.
What are your choices? What are some of your choices now that we're waiting? We're waiting for Lorenzo.
Well, now that we're waiting for Lorenzo. Okay, fine. I did some walking around. I grabbed some stuff. Hold on. I'm going to start with 2 recommendations from our buyer, Davi, who's camera shy, or maybe he's busy doing stuff. We don't know. But he loves Garth Greenwell and said that his stuff is very steamy.
Okay.
Actually, this cover even looks a little steamy. It looks like he's in a steamy shower maybe, but I don't think that's what's happening. And then there's also a collection that was edited by Garth Greenwell along with Aro Kwan called Kink, which is different stories exploring bondage, sex, desires. And I've heard it's definitely got the steam factor on point. Okay. Personal recommendations. I feel like I've already spoken about this one.
Oh yeah.
But
Ooh, which one?
But why not?
I mean, come on. Let's
But
give
why not?
much attention as possible, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it is like,
Yeah, you put this one on my radar. Yeah.
I think I may have taken the galley. I mean, I took the galley, then I returned the galley to you, and then I think I took it. Are we not supposed to talk about galleys? Okay. Anyway, I have.
Yes, we are talking about galleys because it is now a book. with these two gorgeous humans on the cover and embracing each other in the steamiest of steamy ways. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, some people get turned on by that.
What's the general synopsis? What's the plot here?
Oh my God, here we go. Two people. They're Black. They're writers. One's a famous romance novelist, the woman, Eva. The other, Shane, is a literary novelist who is like, I think, won maybe the Pulitzer or something for one of his novels. And so he's like the high, right? He's like the highbrow guy, and she's like the romance novelist who is like, no one takes me serious. And he's like, everyone takes me serious. And so they actually had like a week fling, and it's hard to describe it as a fling, a very intense week together when they were in high school, and they are like abruptly separated from each other, and then they come back into each other's lives. What was that?
I think I missed that they were in high school initially when they first got together.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's like 7 days in June from when they were teenagers, and then 7 days in June as adults, which I really, really loved. And it just kept, if anybody's a fan of Mary J. Blige, who there is now a documentary about out, she has this song called 7 Days, and I just kept thinking about it throughout this whole book. Just read this book. It is steamy. It's also, it gives you the good feels in your heart.
I like that selling tactic. Just read it.
Just read it.
Just read it. Just read it. What is that? What is that mug that goes around? Like, move through the world with the confidence of a mediocre white man, right? Like, so if a mediocre white guy would just tell you, read this book because I said so. So I'm saying, read this book because I said so. Anyway.
Yeah.
And then I'll follow that up with.
Oh my gosh. I know. That book. This is so intriguing to me.
Was it Hans that said he started reading a little bit?
It was Deidre who said she started reading.
Oh, Deidre said, yeah. And you're saying
I haven't finished it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You said it was a bit much for you to read.
Huh?
Say it was almost a bit much.
It was like the steamy was on 1,000, you know? And I should have been prepared because it's smutty stories, but I was just like, yeah, it is.
It's right there on the cover. Doesn't it say?
Cool. Yeah.
It says that?
It says smutty stories.
I don't think they were using it ironically.
Yeah.
I think
it's like a very honest title.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like anti-capitalist, but also sexy, and there's werewolves and magic, and it's queer and fun, and
I also want it's on Microcosm, right? So it's on a really small press, which
small
I
press. I already shared it with our romance book club host,
nice.
and I was like, y'all need to.
They do read a lot of paranormal or whatever it's called.
Exactly. Actually, I picked up one of their old picks that was on.
Did I buy that? And I haven't read it yet. I intended to. This one looks.
What could be more steamy than Hot and Badgered?
Yeah. It's a whole.
Oh, is that Holly? It was Holly back.
That is Holly. I have headphones on, so she didn't hear you call her name. Holly, come wave at the camera.
No one has relations with a badger in that one.
No, he turns into a badger. Like it's about.
Holly's waving.
Oh, hi. They're having a nice moment. Hi, Holly.
They're talking about sex with badgers.
No, we're not talking
is
about
that
sex
what
with
it's about?
badgers. No.
That's wild.
That's not what it's about. I think it's about.
That's crazy.
No, I think it's about shapeshifters. Shapeshifters.
Yeah, okay, but
who can turn into animals. And communities of shapeshifting. So
but it's still
I guess maybe you can shapeshift into a badger. I don't know.
And then they also
That's exactly
any kind of book, right? Still a romance.
It's a romance.
So is your badger
I don't know.
lovemaking?
I haven't read it.
Lorenzo, it sounds like you're pretty fixated on this very small piece of a larger story.
Oh boy. But I guess I'll read it and tell you what it's about.
Yeah, in vivid detail.
In vivid Do you think actually we have plans? We have plans to force the entire staff to read a steamy scene together. So,
oh boy,
for a romance bookstore day.
It's a lot of blushing.
It's our version of like team building, you know? What better way to get everyone closer than to read like the most intense sex scene together?
What about if we were to hire no, because some of them are so problematic. Like an old like Harlequin or like Silhouette. Do you remember those books? Like romance, how weird they are?
Yes.
No, I feel like there's a lot of problems with the older romance, even from the 90s. There's some
I know. But maybe we could do something like this. That's small press, super weird.
Yeah.
We'll think about it. Anyway.
No.
Anyway, do you guys want to start, or do you want me to finish my stack? What do we need?
Now and again. Let's see. I did the YA ones that I chose.
Okay.
Oh, I saved this for you.
Okay, cool. Well,
we can do it together.
Yeah, you're gonna have to help me out there. I haven't finished it yet. So referring to one last stop here.
Yep.
It's
reading, and Hans.
Hans is also reading.
It.
I think he's farther along
right?
than I am.
Yes.
That's for sure.
And do you want to talk about it? So it's this girl. Her name is August.
Yes.
She's riding the Q train. She feels a connection with this woman named Jane.
Yep.
She sees her every time she gets on the Q train, no matter what car she gets
in. It's a time,
in.
it's a place, and it's a person.
Yep.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, that's what she says,
that
right?
Paragraph, that's such a good,
yeah.
or like paragraphs.
That's great.
Oh man,
it's great.
Yeah, it's
so it has a little bit of a sci-fi element because it turns out that Jane, and I'm not giving anything away because it's on the back cover.
It is, but I forgot. So anyway, go on. I already know now. Yeah, it's okay.
So Jane is like kind of this woman who's out of time. For some reason, she is like confined to this Q train, and she has been on the Q train for a while. But it's super steamy.
Which, again, I forgot. So I kind of spoiled that for myself again, reading online. I was like, oh, there's some time travel element. I'm like, what? And I'm like, oh, right.
Is it considered time travel?
I mean, maybe.
Okay.
I mean, she is kind of. It's time, and you're stuck. She's on a train. She's on a train.
Time. She's displaced from time.
And she's on a train.
Oh, so I guess she's moving through time.
Travel.
Yes, we are all
time and travel.
In the sense that we are all moving through time.
That's
right?
a loose definition, and I'm going to stand by it.
Yes, I suppose that's true.
Yeah,
fair
time
enough.
and travel.
Yeah.
What time travel?
But it's very sweet.
Time travel.
Very steamy.
I haven't gotten to I haven't even gotten to the steamy parts yet.
You will.
But yeah.
Right?
I will. Yeah, I'm reading.
Are there a lot of steamy parts, or is it like
no,
there's a couple?
lot. Like
a lot? Oh.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
It's that emphasis that like tells me I haven't really cracked this one yet. Because it's been a little, but not that.
Well, maybe not a lot in that like just at length. Does that count as a lot?
Got it. I get what you're saying.
Lengthy, steamy scenes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Between Jane and August. How about that? Yes. We have signed copies.
Read this book.
You do have signed. We don't.
We do have signed copies in Brooklyn.
Not here in Jersey.
Sorry.
It's okay.
She only likes us here in Brooklyn.
She's a good Brooklyn local, right? Or no?
She only likes us here in Brooklyn.
Or is that what it is? I was trying to story, but I guess she just likes you guys better.
No, she lives like right across in Queens. So very close.
That makes sense with the.
Does it?
No, it doesn't actually.
Because I don't think the Q train doesn't go to Queens, does it?
Yeah, no, I messed up. That's why I stopped.
I messed up.
So it's really like Brooklyn train. Anyway.
You need to go. You need to choose one. You need to discuss one.
Well, okay. I mean, so Amanda, much like like that protagonist was badgering me about doing this, and what I discovered.
I think you mean encouraging me,
and
reminding you of how fun it would be to talk with your coworkers.
And I'm having a great time. But I will say,
oh my gosh, he's so not. That was the most sarcastic delivery.
I won't accept it though.
The thing
it is true.
I've discovered that I'm a little bit of a prude because I don't really read steamy novels all that much. But I did kind of come up with 3 books here that I think I can talk about a little bit. One is Still Life with Woodpecker, and it's like a postmodern kind of book, but it is also like a love story. And I remember when reading it, it got into parts that I wasn't expecting. I was told to kind of read it if you like Kurt Vonnegut or I guess Pynchon or something. I don't know. But so that's what I was going for. I was going for like the real weird postmodern meta literary thing. And then what I got was a lot of steamy scenes of just love all throughout time and imprisonment and redheads and Camel cigarettes, and pyramids. Yeah, it's a weird one, but I did find the one page where the first time I read it, I was like, oh shoot, this is getting pretty sexual.
When did you read it though?
I must have been in college. I think it was like a freshman or sophomore. But it is good. I mean, it's good. It has both the postmodern quirkiness and also a love story within it, so it's enjoyable. Do you want to go back and forth, or shall I continue, or?
I don't know. Deidre, did you have anything that you wanted to?
I could, I actually have a nonfiction steamy book that I started reading. Now that we're having a vaccinated summer and we're like out and about and doing things.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, but then did you read that? Have you been reading about the common cold? Now all the publications are reading about the common cold, or writing about the common cold.
How it's going
Are you serious?
I'm serious. I just wrote an article today, but where was it?
Are you trying to ruin my summer, Amanda, and telling me not to hook up right now?
On the computers and the phones every night with Chlora.
Wait, what's the problem?
Are you shaming me?
No, it's just a reemergence. We're like out and about again. We're hanging out with people without masks. We're sort of, you know what I mean? And it's just...
It's a risk I'm willing to take. Yeah. Not so much COVID. I can do the cold. Handle some sniffles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever. It'll be fine.
So Lorenzo said you will not be getting in the way of his getting it. Okay?
Is that what you heard? I know.
That's what I picked up from that.
I didn't want this role, but I'll play it. About this.
Don't worry, because in here...
Get the cold.
That's not what I said.
That's what you said.
Wait, but the best was like at the height of the pandemic when they literally were telling people to wear masks while they have sex with strangers. And it's like...
Yeah.
Come on.
Is that what we should we keep doing that because of the cold? Is that what you're...
No, that's not, I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying I've been reading multiple articles about this reemergence of like stuff like cold.
Okay.
And like strep throat.
Ooh, strep.
Strep throat, you take the medication and then you start feeling better almost immediately.
I guess. I don't know. I remember hating strep. I used to get it a lot, like every year as a
What?
kid.
Oh,
every year.
That's not good.
That's not great.
No,
and
I'm fine
did you
now,
have to have
though.
your tonsils out?
They did remove my tonsils. This is getting into my personal history here on We're Live Wednesday. I don't need to go into my medical history. Ask about my surgeries.
Tonsillitis.
That counts as a surgery.
Childhood tonsillitis.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, so that's my steamy rec is to have a safe, vaccinated summer
Very nice.
with beaches and
What is the beach? I mean,
people. I mean, if anyone's on the beach today, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a hot one. Did we cover that already? Like how hot and steamy it is? This is a perfect day.
Actually, we were briefly talking about how we just got an alert to turn off all of our electricity. Don't you love how they like ended that with like, and don't use your air conditioning? And it's like,
well, because they've reduced Con Edison, I think has reduced like the power or something by 5% in a number of roads. And so
today?
Yeah, today. Probably because energy usage is so high and they're trying to make it so that there aren't blackouts in areas of the city that tend to have blackouts.
Right.
So I think that's why we're getting these alerts.
It makes sense. It makes sense. We, if everyone's got their ACs running on full blast all day, you got to imagine there might be...
Not us then.
No. Not here. No, we're good. We can keep it blasting all day. We have.
Have we?
Yes, it just doesn't work as well as we would like. It's been hot.
It's been really warm.
It's been really warm.
Yeah.
How's your new AC? I hear word Brooklyn has a new AC.
It's delightful. Right?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's
And
great.
it has like a little fancy remote.
Ooh.
Game changer. Game changer.
It's
Get
true.
You
that.
guys have like 5 remotes over there. Stop it.
What are you talking about?
Oh, we do, but we don't
Yeah.
do that anymore. Those are
Oh, really?
now, yeah.
For the air conditioner?
Yeah, because we used to have like different ones
Oh.
along the store, but I think they were causing problems. So
Great.
yeah.
Oh, great. Anyway, who's next?
I don't know what to choose. Okay. These are my romance picks. This is my literary
You
fiction.
counting this
pick.
one as a romance?
No.
Oh, that's your literary fiction. I'm sorry, I interrupted. Do it again. From the top.
No, it's okay.
This is my first time doing
It's
this.
okay. It's okay. But, you know, okay, I do think this is Call Me By Your Name by Andre Aciman. I do think it's incredibly steamy. But I would like to put a pitch in. And I chose this because I really did enjoy this book. And it's set in Italy in the summer. I think most people know what the story is about because the movie was so big. But I would like to put a pitch in for another one of this author's books that we didn't have on hand that I think is steamier, called Enigma Variations. Where's Deidre going?
Deidre, she can still hear us.
I'm going to see if we have it.
I don't know if we do. That book is like, whoa. Like that book it came out after this book. I forget what the date was. Do we have it?
No. No.
I haven't read that one.
It's so good.
I've read just the two. This one and then the
And Find Me.
subsequent sequel, yeah.
Yes. But Enigma Variations is interesting. It follows the life of this man and his various relationships with men and women from when he's young through when he gets married, and it's told it's not interconnected short stories, and it's not necessarily a novel. It's like each chapter takes place in a different place in his life. But the whole book, the reason I say it's even steamier than Call Me By Your Name, which is because the whole book is like about desire. It's about the moment when you like see this person and you feel an attraction for them, that moment in between, like when you feel an attraction for someone and then when that attraction is acted on. And so that whole book exists in that space, that like space of desire before anything happens. And I feel like that makes it so steamy and even more than Call Me By Your Name. So that's my vote for Enigma Variations by Andre Aciman. But this one's good too. Everyone should.
It's good.
That's my vote. Am I going next, or do you want
Keep
to go?
going.
Okay.
Keep it up.
Okay. So I'm going to do a pitch for two of our favorite romance authors. Tools of Engagement by Tessa Bailey. The new book coming out in July. Order by July 5th.
Pre-order now.
Pre-order now by July 5th for It Happened One Summer. But this one is great too. It's the third in a series, but you don't need to read the other two. And it takes place on Long Island. And it's this woman. It takes place in like the construction world and like the interior design world. And I don't know. I love Tessa Bailey. I think it's funny. It's sweet. It's like kind of dirty. But
Ooh.
yeah. And then
Construction's a dirty business.
yeah, it really is. Literally and figuratively dirty.
Right.
The book is. And then One Good Earl Deserves a Lover,
Oh.
which is by Sarah McLean, who also has a new book coming out called Bombshell.
Yeah.
If anyone is out there,
Order.
Pre-order now.
pre-order.
Pre-order.
That comes out in August. And this one is really, I mean, it's like a girl who wears glasses, a celibate male protagonist. It's kind of bananas and also really fun. It takes place in like a gambling hall. And I don't know. I just really enjoyed it. I thought it was really fun. And then I also, did I read this? I didn't read this one. I read Stripped. I was going to choose Flashed. But
Oh my God, my grandma read both of those.
Did she read Stripped? I think I read
She
Stripped.
read them.
I know.
She loved them.
They're so
Loved them. Loved
And
them. So
have very similar reading
I'm
tastes.
curious what drew you both in.
Oh,
Yourself and
oh,
could it be the strapping young
it
man?
is not the man on the
Backwards?
cover, okay?
what?
Okay. It was the Magic Mike-esque
Yeah.
plot that really,
Mhm.
Yeah, I
Don't
mean,
judge
this
the
is
book.
part of a series, right?
it is.
It is part of a series. I've only read the first one. I mean, I think we had it at the store, but I actually think I read it as an ebook.
We did, and she used to. She's done a bunch of Galentines with us. She's
Zoe
pretty
Cat-
great.
Oh,
Strippers?
yes, it is.
Yeah. I still haven't seen Magic Mike.
I
I
haven't
need
either.
to see it. Like it looks. I mean,
Okay.
it's by Steven Soderbergh. He's a great director. I've heard it's really good.
Wasn't it like I thought he had retired, and then all of a sudden he's making Magic Mike?
Yeah, he always retires. I think he's probably like
Jay-Z.
someone always retires and then he
Did you say
comes
like
back.
Jay-Z? So
Yeah.
I mean,
He's just always like, "Yeah, I'm done," and then
He's
suddenly he
got-
makes a new album.
movie coming out Friday, I think. So
which movie?
oh, I don't remember, but it's like a heist movie of some sort. Don Cheadle's in it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I like Don Cheadle.
Yeah, yeah.
I like it.
Well, I didn't read this one, but I read Stripped in the same series, and so I would recommend it based on that.
Yes, and my grandma recommends both of them. So
And Deidre's grandmother and I have very similar reading tastes in
Yep.
romance,
yeah,
right?
she likes it steamy. She likes it historical.
Nice.
And that's just her vibe.
I love it. Okay.
Lorenzo. Yeah.
Once again, reiterating, I don't read very steamy things, so I went with the theme of just heat, just hotness, for these next two.
That's okay.
This was a staff pick a couple months ago. Also, crowd favorite if you went to high school. The Great Gatsby.
Oh my God.
Did people love it in high school, or were they like loathing it?
Most people hated it.
Okay.
I love this. Sometimes I'll tell you, even I think 2 nights ago, I was just like at home watching TV, and I thought of how beautiful it is, and it's such a short book. It's like 180 pages,
Mhm.
and I literally had the thought to myself, how did Fitzgerald do it? Like, just I don't know how he accomplished. Deidre, you're making faces. I feel like we've talked.
No, what are you talking about?
I don't know.
Yes,
I don't know.
I so agree
You're one of
with
those people that
everything
just
you're
hates.
saying.
Look, I love this book. Anyway,
I don't hate it. I
there's a great.
live in the town that this book was based off of.
Port
Oh.
Washington.
So
Really?
Port Washington is whatever egg. It's one of the eggs.
Is that true? I never knew that.
Yes.
That's amazing.
But yeah, there's a scene, classic scene everyone knows, where they're like in the hotel, and it's hot
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
rising, and Gatsby confronts Tom about Daisy being in love with him, not Tom himself.
Mm.
So, and when it gets hot, I think about that. Oh, and she also talks about the longest day of the year. It's like, don't you always just make
Uh-huh.
the day of the year?
Hmm.
It's about heat, so it's hot. It's steamy in that way.
You know what other Fitzgerald you could have chosen, or we could have chosen? What's the one that takes place down
The
on-
Riviera.
Yeah, is that Tender as the Night? Is that Tender as the Night?
Yes.
That one's-
No, Tender as the Night. Isn't that? No, I'm thinking of the Beautiful.
The Beautiful and the Damned.
Isn't that? I think it's.
I
It's one of those.
I feel like
Mm.
it's Tender as the Night,
Okay.
but
Probably. I don't really remember.
only because I haven't read The Beautiful and the Damned.
Okay.
And I think The Beautiful and the Damned may have been published posthumously.
Yeah, I was getting confused
Right?
which one was which.
But that Tender as the Night all takes place on beaches in the south of France,
Right.
right?
And like the main character's falling in love with another woman that's not his wife.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also beautifully written.
I love that book.
Yeah. Okay, and then I'll be honest, I haven't read it.
What isn't there a huge thing behind how F. Scott Fitzgerald's wife apparently was like a huge part of like the writing process, and
She was a writer herself, I think.
Yeah, I remember seeing something that was like she was like she conceived the idea of the Great Gatsby or something, and
yeah, there's plenty of like stuff about how she definitely played a bigger part in his writing than he ever let anyone believe.
She was like inspiration for so many characters, like in Tender is the Night. I mean, that was a fictionalized account of their relationship for all intents and purposes.
Right,
I think.
Yeah.
So did play a big role.
Yeah. And I think he also was like a little jealous of her talent and stuff too. So he was supportive of her writing. He's the writer. He took it very personally. You know, typical story of a white man.
Oh, we know.
Yeah. So again, haven't read this one, but I know the movie. I didn't know the book existed.
I didn't even know it was a book.
Yeah, and I will say, so it's Cool Hand Luke. I know it looks like it's backwards there. It's about like these men in prison, and there's one named Luke, and he's cool, but yeah, it's also just very hot. Lots of scenes about like just being baking in the sun as you're like doing really manual labor. Like there's a great scene, I even just read it earlier, about how like Luke is just trying to outdo everyone in shoveling, and so he's just like running down the road, shoveling as quickly as possible, sun beating down on his back, sweat, dirt flying everywhere. So that's hot, literally hot.
Why did I
and figuratively, you know, just imagining.
Well, I was gonna say, if you imagine Paul Newman shirtless, and that'll get.
He's so good looking. He was so good looking when he was younger.
Literally, no one looks like that. I don't know how he looks like that.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
So literally, just picture him shirtless, and that'll steam you right
now.
up. Yeah. He's the patron saint of Ohio. I love that guy.
Is he from Ohio?
Patron saint of Ohio.
Right.
I always feel associated with like Connecticut.
All the best people are from Ohio, including me. Although,
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Or Massachusetts.
Or Massachusetts.
Or Long Island.
Right.
I will never lay claim to Long.
Sorry. Look,
I'm sorry, Long Island, but you don't get me.
Okay. Deidre,
okay.
I think I've gone through all of mine. Yeah.
I just have okay, I'll start with the one that I haven't read, but because it literally has heat in the title and it's set in Florida. And I will counter Steven with this has to be the humidest place in the world.
Even said, initially he said Houston was the hottest city in the country, and then he said New Orleans was the steamiest city in the country.
Yeah, he said humidist, so that's why I'm using his word, humidist.
Right. Yeah. Is that a word? Now that we I'm not sure if it's a word.
No, it's not.
One if it is.
Is that a word? That's not.
It's definitely most humid.
Most.
I don't think it's. But I was like, you know what? I'm here for it.
And it loses meaning. It's like maybe that is a word, but then sometimes you say a word that actually is a word and it doesn't sound like a word.
Or now it's like inherited meaning. Now it's gained meaning from saying so much.
Exactly.
We just put humidist on the map.
Yeah. Exactly. Invention.
Anyway, the short story collection set in Florida, and Lauren Groff loves it, so I think you all will love it too. And then I'm going to do fiction or nonfiction? Fiction, nonfiction.
Are we deciding for you? Oh, okay.
I'm going to go nonfiction first.
Okay.
Adrienne Marie Brown. This isn't like... this is not like steamy, like, ooh, this is so steamy. But it's more of like, what are the possibilities if you were to radically center your pleasure and joy in everything that you do? And I find that to be very steamy. Like we have these stickers that's like, John, tell me your city councilman. I'm like, yes, that's the vibes you get here, where it's like, you know, like finding someone that's healed. What? Finding someone that like is able to say and articulate their desires. What? Who is that? Who does that? I haven't found that human. So read this book so that you can be that human.
I just looked at it earlier today, not knowing that it was a collection of writings. So I flipped right over to Audre Lorde's The Uses of the Erotic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just knowing like a central part of the idea, or at least as far as I could tell.
Yeah.
Very steamy.
There is power in desire. There is power in want. There is power in need. And so what would it look like if people, especially those most marginalized, were to actually listen to those desires, wants, and needs and prioritize them?
Okay.
I love this book, and I love Adrienne Marie Brown. She's pretty amazing.
Nice.
So yeah, that's my
Sorry, just listening to you talk about it, and I have heard you talk about it, and I do want to read it. But I wish you would write about romance. We talk a lot about that.
Actually, wait.
About like the romance genre.
I can't remember if she said she's writing a romance or she's writing a book about love. She definitely is.
Yay.
Yes. She said she's working on it. So, yeah, I'm like obsessed with her. I've thought about reaching out and just being like, listen, I'm obsessed with you. Just let me follow you everywhere. That's all I want to do. And that's it. And see, I'm asking. I'm not just showing up. Anyway, okay, last one, and then we probably got to wrap this up.
Yeah.
This is Heat, because it is set on an archipelago in the Caribbean, on an island archipelago, called Poppy Show. And so everyone on this island is born with some sort of cores, which is magic. So everyone has magic powers, and it could be something as small or not small. It could be that you have an extra set of teeth, or a unique sense of taste, so that you can taste things that in a way that no one else experiences. Or the main character, Xavier, is the Messinas, which means that he is tasked with cooking great meal for every single person on the island once in their lifetime. And his magic is that he can see you, meet you, and know exactly what you need in that moment and cook you the meal that you didn't even realize you needed then. And so it's like star-crossed lovers, but also this story of this island Poppy Show and the culture there. It's definitely like a tribute to Jamaica and patois and so many things. I just love this book, and a customer, Spencer, Amanda, came by today, and he told me he loved it, and I was like, yay! Yay! So it is. It's steamy in the sense that it's set in the Caribbean, and so there's sun and fruit and sea and land and all the many things that you would get in the Caribbean. So
nice, excellent.
Yeah. That's my steamy read.
Wait, did the lights just go off because it's 6 o'clock?
No, Holly closed the blinds, but because it's 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Imagine that it was just like a rain cloud that just covered the entire store, and suddenly it just got all dark, and I was like, God, we're gonna get trapped in the store.
Now it just looks like you're alone in the store. Do you remember that? This is a really old book, but it was called like, "Help! I'm a prisoner in the library," and it was about these kids that got trapped in the library overnight. I think
honestly,
yeah.
Do you know how many customers say that they wish that they could get locked in the bookstore overnight?
Do they say that really?
They really say that. They're like, that would be a dream. I'm like, really? I would shit myself if I was locked anywhere by myself. Like what?
A phone and a
bathroom,
right?
water, books.
Yeah, not bad. But where would you sleep?
Place.
Right, sitting
Make
up.
Right on the floor? No, pass.
I don't know. I sleep on my books all the time. I'll wake up like this because I slept on like 4 or 5 books.
This one's open.
I
didn't close this one.
Put them anymore.
So you've like decided to use them as a cot?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes I'll like try to arrange them, and then I'll wake up in the morning mid-arrangement, and I'm like, oh,
Okay.
that's right, I forgot to put these away.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I need more book space.
Yes.
A lot more.
It's a common problem. I'm pretty sure I purge my bookcase once a week now. It's sad.
Oh my gosh, I need to do that.
It's sad. Anyway, okay. Well, thank you, Lorenzo, for coming. Even though we could obviously tell that you did not want to be here, we're so glad that we had you.
What do you mean? This was. I'm ready to do.
You
next.
said about 10 times that you don't read steamy books, but then listed like 5 steamy books. So maybe next time, like, let's not lead with negativity.
It was only 3 books, but I hear it.
Why do I think the book is about pool? Is it about pool?
Oh, you're thinking of
What am I thinking?
You're thinking of another Paul Newman movie where he's like Fast Eddie.
Yes.
The sequel is The Color of Money. The first one, The Hustler.
Yes.
The Hustler.
Okay, never mind. Okay,
Yeah.
I have literally no idea what that book's about.
Look up Paul Newman. Everyone, whoever's watching, just look up Paul Newman. Watch his movies.
Yeah.
Long Hot Summer.
Oh, Long Hot Summer. Oh, my
talk
gosh,
about
he's so good
steamy.
looking in that movie.
And he's like
It's
playing
amazing.
against Joanne Woodward,
who is
is
his
his
wife
wife.
in real life. They
The
were married
chemistry.
for a very long time. I
Oh,
know, it's so
boy.
good.
Oh my
But
god.
he's like kind of an anti-hero before they had anti-heroes in that movie,
yeah,
right?
right. He's like
Yeah.
I think that's based on
Yeah.
a Faulkner book or story.
You're thinking, I don't think it's Long Hot Summer, but I know what you're
There's
saying.
like a barn. I think it's called The Barn Burner. Whoever wrote that,
Hmm.
it's based on that. But yeah,
Okay.
oh my god,
Yeah.
what a man, what a couple. I gotta love
They
them.
were a very attractive couple.
Yeah.
And charitable.
Yes. Buy Newman's own.
Ooh.
We're gonna just start plugging everything. Yeah. Buy Newman's own dressing, popcorn, pasta sauce. Yeah.
That's his charity. But anyway, we're gonna
We're going to end now. Thanks to Hans, I think, for joining us. And
our singular.
we did have one other person who joined, so thank you to that one person. And we'll see you, Lorenzo, next week. You'll be here.
Yeah.
I'll be here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pick a
You're
topic that
Fun! Okay, listen, we're not even going to argue on camera because
Not right
we're live.
now.
Bye!
Bye.